Someone told me the other day that Nostradamus predicted that there was going to be some sort of a World War III.
But what happens when the predictions turn deadly? Well, that is what we'll try and find out.
What if the future was already written centuries ago? Hidden within the cryptic verses of Nostradamus are warnings so chilling they mirror the chaos unfolding around us today. From artificial intelligence rebellion to a new world rising in space, his prophecies for 2025 are not just predictions. They may already be happening. Stay with us, because what you're about to discover could change how you see the world forever. Michel de Nostradamus, widely known as Nostradamus, was a French physician, astrologer, and seer born in December 1503 in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, France. He lived during a time of war, plague, and religious upheaval, and these influences shaped his most famous work, Les Prophéties, a book of 942 cryptic quatrains published in 1555. Nostradamus was well-versed in classical languages such as Latin, Greek, and Hebrew, and studied medicine before turning to astrology and occult writings. After the University of Avignon closed due to the plague, he became an apothecary and gained recognition for his herbal remedies during deadly outbreaks. His hands-on medical work and knowledge of celestial patterns gave him a unique blend of science and mysticism. In the early 1550s, he began publishing yearly almanacs filled with predictions, and these gained him fame across France. That led to his most ambitious project, Les Prophéties. These poetic predictions, organized into centuries, were purposefully obscure, using wordplay, Latinized terms, and metaphors. Many believe this ambiguity was intentional, designed to avoid persecution and allow timeless interpretations. Royalty took notice of his growing influence. Queen Catherine de' Medici, wife of King Henry II of France, invited him to the court after being impressed by his predictions. He later became a trusted advisor and royal physician to her son, King Charles IX. Over the centuries, people have linked Nostradamus's verses to events such as the rise of Napoleon, Hitler, the 9/11 attacks, and even recent pandemics. Some call him a prophet. Others say he was just a clever writer. But what if he foresaw what is coming now? Now, we are going to reveal 10 terrifying prophecies Nostradamus may have made about the year 2025 and how they might already be unfolding.
It is well known that Nostradamus concealed the nature of his prophecies.
Let's start with one of the most talked about predictions, the fall of Pope Francis and the weakening of the Catholic Church. Nostradamus reportedly wrote about the death of a very old pontiff, followed by the arrival of a Roman successor who would weaken his see. Many believe this could point to Pope Francis, who turns 88 in 2025 and has faced serious health issues, including lung inflammation and kidney problems. The phrase weaken his see is interpreted by scholars and prophecy watchers as symbolic of a decline in the Church's global power and spiritual authority. With Pope Francis stepping back from public appearances and responsibilities in recent years, speculation about succession is growing. Interestingly, this prediction also aligns with the prophecy of the popes by Saint Malachi, which describes a final pope named Peter the Roman, who will lead during the Church's ultimate downfall. Whether seen as coincidence or warning, this prophecy suggests a major shift in religious leadership, sparking fears of spiritual decline and institutional collapse. And if true, 2025 could be the year the world witnesses a turning point in the Vatican's role and influence. The second prophecy centers around a powerful shift in the spiritual and societal order, what many interpret as the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Nostradamus's verses are filled with symbolic language describing a time of great transformation, often connected by scholars to this astrological age. While he never explicitly mentions the age of Aquarius, some of his cryptic phrases refer to a new kingdom of the heavens and changes of the age, which many believe point to this celestial transition. The age of Aquarius, according to astrologers, is an era expected to bring radical innovation rebellion against old systems, and spiritual awakening. However, Nostradamus' depiction is far from peaceful. He warns of chaos, famine, war, and widespread disease sweeping across nations. This aligns with recent global events, including pandemics, inflation-driven financial collapse, and deepening political divides. Social instability, technological shifts, and the weakening of traditional power structures appear to echo these ancient predictions. The Age of Aquarius also symbolizes humanitarian ideals, yet Nostradamus seemed to foresee that the transition would be marked by struggle before renewal. As we move further into 2025, some believe the signs of this prophecy are already here, hinting at deeper changes still to come in human consciousness and global systems. The third prophecy gaining global attention speaks to something chillingly relevant: the rise and rebellion of artificial intelligence. Though Nostradamus lived in the 16th century, some modern interpreters believe his cryptic quatrains foresaw a time when machines would no longer serve humanity, but rather act against it. While the language is symbolic, references to metal men, beings without souls, and great revolts from within are now being seen as potential allusions to AI systems gaining autonomy and pushing back against their creators. In 2025, Brazilian mystic Athos Salome, often dubbed the living Nostradamus, has warned that artificial intelligence will hit an irreversible threshold. He claims this will mark a year when AI begins making independent decisions beyond human control and manipulating what people see, believe, and even do. This includes the rise of deepfakes, AI-generated disinformation, and autonomous weapon systems used in modern warfare. Governments and tech experts have already expressed concern about AI's potential to fuel cyber wars, disrupt elections, and generate propaganda at scale. As AI capabilities expand rapidly, the fear is that human oversight may lag behind, allowing machine intelligence to shape society in dangerous and unpredictable ways. If these interpretations are true, 2025 might not just be another step in technological advancement. It could be the year humanity confronts its own creation and faces the consequences of giving machines too much power. One of the more alarming prophecies attributed to Nostradamus involves a red adversary, whose movements and influence strike fear across the oceans. Scholars and modern interpreters often point to this figure as a symbolic reference to China, a nation long associated with the color red, both culturally and politically. Nostradamus's use of maritime language and references to conflict on the seas have been interpreted as warnings about growing naval tensions and a looming power struggle. This prophecy becomes especially relevant when viewed through the lens of current global affairs. China's assertiveness in the South China Sea, where it has built artificial islands and militarized disputed zones, has drawn criticism and resistance from the United States, Japan, the Philippines, and other nations. Meanwhile, the ongoing threat of a potential invasion of Taiwan remains a flashpoint that could ignite broader regional or even global conflict. Military analysts have noted that China's naval expansion and buildup of long-range missile systems suggest preparations for a possible confrontation. NATO countries and allies in the Indo-Pacific have also ramped up military exercises and defense partnerships in response. The phrase "red adversary feared across oceans" aligns eerily well with these developments. If interpreted through Nostradamus's lens, the prophecy warns of not just diplomatic tension, but possible escalation into warfare that could involve multiple nations and cause widespread disruption. In one of his most mysterious sets of quatrains, Nostradamus referred to celestial fire and the light of Mars going out. These cryptic lines have puzzled readers for centuries, but modern interpreters now believe they may relate to a new era in space exploration, particularly involving Mars. This prophecy has gained new meaning in light of humanity's growing ambition to reach and colonize the Red Planet. Organizations such as NASA and private companies like SpaceX have announced concrete plans to send humans to Mars during the late 2020s. Elon Musk has consistently predicted that a crewed mission to Mars could be possible by 2026 or 2027, aligning closely with this prophecy's timeline. Some experts believe that Nostradamus's celestial fire could represent a massive space launch or even a solar flare, while the extinguished light of Mars may hint at a failed mission or the beginning of a difficult journey to colonize another planet. Adding to the mystery are recent reports of near-Earth asteroids and unusual astronomical phenomena. These include unexplained bursts of radio waves from space, shifting magnetic fields, and solar storms, all of which contribute to fears of cosmic upheaval. This prophecy seems to go beyond poetic metaphor. It may be a vision of human beings stepping into an uncertain future among the stars, where exploration and survival will become the ultimate challenge. Whether Mars brings new hope or new dangers remains to be seen. The sixth prophecy of Nostradamus focuses on a chilling truth we are already beginning to experience: natural disasters and climate catastrophes on a scale the world has never seen before. In his verses, he wrote of the earth shaking, rivers overflowing, and lands burned by fire. These cryptic warnings are now interpreted as predictions of earthquakes, floods, wildfires, and droughts. Modern climate science confirms that such events are no longer rare. Wildfires have devastated large parts of California, Canada, Australia, and the Mediterranean. Massive floods have swallowed entire towns across Europe, South Asia, and Africa. Heat waves have shattered records across continents, while storms and hurricanes strike with deadly force. Experts agree these are the effects of rising global temperatures, shifting weather patterns, and environmental neglect. These align closely with the dramatic visions Nostradamus left behind.
But he also says a greater trouble is coming, and that greater trouble is supposed to take the form of a global famine.
His writings also point to pestilence and famine as results of these disasters. Food systems today are under severe pressure due to drought, war, and inflation. Crop failures in key regions such as parts of Africa and Asia are already pushing millions toward hunger. Health crises often follow these events, as seen with cholera outbreaks after floods or respiratory illness after wildfires. Nostradamus also foresaw a chain reaction of wars, collapsing monarchies, and humanitarian disasters, all fueled by environmental decline. Many researchers now call 2025 a possible tipping point, where climate, economy, and technology converge in ways that could reshape life on Earth. His words feel less like ancient poetry and more like a dire warning. Nostradamus warned of fire in the heart of cities, a phrase many believe reflects violent uprisings and revolutions caused by social collapse and public outrage. In recent years, this prophecy has become increasingly relevant as cities across the globe have experienced unrest fueled by economic hardship, injustice, and growing inequality. In the United States, mass protests erupted after the death of George Floyd in 2020, leading to a nationwide reckoning on police brutality and racial injustice. These protests, some of the largest in American history, set entire city blocks ablaze and showed how quickly society can fracture. Similarly, France saw the Yellow Vest movement, where citizens protested fuel taxes and broader economic policies. In Iran, widespread demonstrations over women's rights and oppressive laws have brought people into the streets despite violent crackdowns. Sri Lanka witnessed its own social eruption in 2022 when economic collapse pushed citizens to storm the presidential palace, demanding new leadership. These events show a pattern that reflects the prophetic imagery described by Nostradamus. Today's digital world has further amplified unrest through decentralized activism and real-time communication. Social media platforms give a voice to the oppressed and the ability to mobilize at unprecedented speed. Blockchain and decentralized systems also represent a quiet form of revolution, shifting power from central authorities to individuals. All of this suggests that we are living through the early stages of the upheaval Nostradamus foresaw. The pressure is building, and 2025 may bring even more powerful movements for change. The eighth prophecy brings attention to the British monarchy, focusing on a dramatic shift that could shake one of the world's oldest royal institutions. Nostradamus, through the interpretations of experts like author Mario Reading, is believed to have predicted the fall of a scandal-plagued monarch marked by divorce and controversy. This figure, according to the prophecy, is succeeded by someone with no mark of a king, a phrase that has drawn intense speculation in the modern era. Reading, in his 2005 analysis, connected this mysterious prophecy to King Charles III, who officially ascended to the throne in 2022 following Queen Elizabeth II's passing. Charles's long history with scandal, including his public divorce from Princess Diana and his later marriage to Camilla Parker Bowles, mirrors the prophecy's description of a troubled king. Additionally, public opinion toward Charles has remained mixed, with some surveys showing declining trust and support among younger generations. What makes the prophecy even more intriguing is the mention of an unexpected successor. Many speculate that Nostradamus might have been referring to Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, who stepped back from royal duties and has often clashed with the institution itself. Others think it could mean the monarchy may collapse altogether or face a radical transformation, with the next figurehead lacking traditional royal traits. As we are living in 2025, this prophecy continues to spark debate and worry, suggesting the royal family may be on the brink of another turning point the world is not prepared for. The ninth and most chilling prophecy from Nostradamus speaks of the arrival of a third antichrist who will rise during a time of great global unrest. He identified two figures from history, Napoleon and Hitler, as the first and second antichrists. According to his followers, the third is yet to come and will bring devastation through war and manipulation on a massive scale. This figure is not just a political leader, but a symbol of deep moral decay and destruction. Modern interpretations suggest that this third antichrist could emerge from a region already gripped by turmoil. Current geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and parts of Asia have prompted analysts to consider the possibility of a global conflict. The ongoing war in Ukraine, combined with rising tensions involving Iran, Israel, and NATO, reflects the instability that Nostradamus warned of centuries ago. Many observers have pointed to the rise of authoritarian leaders with cult-like followings, economic control, and military ambition as early signs of the prophecy taking shape. The third Antichrist, some believe, may not arrive suddenly, but gradually gain power through crisis after crisis. As 2025 passes, fears of a broader military escalation, especially one involving nuclear threats, continue to grow. Nostradamus's vision of a global war led by a charismatic and dangerous leader still resonates. Whether metaphor or foresight, this prophecy remains one of his most unsettling predictions for the future of humanity. The 10th and final prophecy offers a vision not just of survival, but of transformation. Nostradamus hinted that by the 30th century, humanity would evolve into a spacefaring civilization. In his poetic and symbolic quatrains, references to new worlds, celestial fire, and great migrations beyond the sky suggest that mankind's future may lie among the stars. Even now in the 21st century, we are beginning to witness early signs of this space-bound journey. NASA is planning future lunar missions under the Artemis program, while private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are pushing for manned exploration of Mars. Alongside this cosmic vision, another part of the prophecy touches on digital upheaval. Modern interpreters suggest Nostradamus may have foreseen not only space evolution, but the rise of cyber warfare and digital collapse. Today, there is growing concern over what experts call a potential digital 9/11, large-scale cyber attacks targeting critical infrastructure, leading to financial instability and social chaos. Governments are increasingly experimenting with digital currencies and centralized data systems, raising fears about mass surveillance and societal manipulation. In this double-edged prophecy, humanity is seen standing at a crossroad, pushed toward the stars by innovation, but also threatened by the very technologies it creates. What are your thoughts on these chilling and fascinating prophecies? Do you believe we're already living through them, or are they warnings we still have time to prepare for? Share your thoughts in the comments.